All right. Good evening, class. How are you? I hope you are well.
Good evening,
So,
Madam Irene.
may I take this opportunity to welcome you to our class? So, we'll start with the objectives of today. So, our topic today will be food and beverage service. And by the end of the lesson, uh, I hope that you will be able to define what is food and beverage service personnel. You'll also be able to list the attributes of food and beverage service personnel and as well as explain the procedure of welcoming a guest so that you can portray the food and beverage attribute of service personnel and also to identify undesirable attributes of food and beverage service personnel. So straight away, we get to start with the definition of what food and beverage service personnel is. So, can someone kindly try to define for us what is food and beverage service personnel is? Someone kindly? Akinyi, is Akinyi in the house? Yes, just try.
Yes, Madam, I'm present. Let me try. Food and beverage service personnel are individuals who work in the hospitality industry and are responsible for serving food and drinks to guests.
That is very commendable. That is good. We are doing good. Yes, so our food and beverage service personnel, as Akin has told us, are individuals who work in hospitality industry, and also they have responsibilities like taking orders. They will prepare and serve foods and beverages. They also handle payments and maintain a clean and an organized dining area. I hope we are cooperating. I hope we are together.
Yes, Madam. Yes,
All right, so
Madam.
let's move on and we look at the attributes of a food and beverage service personnel. So we have a personality. The staff must be tactful, courteous, good-humored, and of even temper. So if as a food and beverage personnel should not be a person who is so much tempered. It is good to have an even temper. Another thing is that it should be loyalty. The staff's obligations and loyalty are firstly to the establishment in which they are employed and its management. Another thing is conduct. So the staff conduct should be impeccable at all times, especially in front of customers. The rules and regulations of an establishment must be followed and respect shown to all senior members of the staff. So, can someone kindly tell or try to tell us some of these attributes of as food and beverage service personnel?
Let me try.
Okay.
A food and beverage personnel should have sales ability. For example, all members of staff reflect the image of the establishment. They are salespeople and must therefore have a complete knowledge of all foods and drinks. That's all.
All right. Good. We are doing good. So another thing is we move on to the procedure of welcoming a guest. So a food and beverage service personnel should also be able to welcome a guest in such a professional way. So welcoming a guest is an important task that sets the tone for their entire experience. So we start with greeting the guest. So you have to greet the guest. When you see the guest, make an eye contact with the guests. You can smile, you can greet them warmly, and use a friendly and professional tone of voice when you are welcoming them. So you also introduce yourself. Don't you introduce yourself because the service personnel don't know you. So you can introduce yourself by telling them your name and your role. And also you can ask how you can assist them. You can ask how to assist your guest. So you can maybe help with whatever that they are carrying. You can carry their bags and the like. You can also provide information to these guests. So maybe the area or the facility what you provide, you also give them relevant information for what they may need, such as location of the restrooms, their room or table, and any other amenities or services available. You can also offer refreshments. You can offer refreshments like a beverage or a snack if appropriate. Something else is that you can give a tour to the guests. You can move them around the facility area so that they can familiarize themselves with the surrounding. Something else, who can tell us something else that we can show how we can welcome a guest?
Thank them for coming.
Is Cosmos in the house? Cosmos? All right. It seems that, yeah.
Let me try. You're supposed to thank them for coming before they leave. Thank the guests for coming and tell them know that you are available to assist them throughout their stay.
All right. So now we have gone through the service personnel attributes. We have seen how you welcome the guest. So there are another side, if a negative side of how one can or service personnel can portray undesirable attributes. So we would like to look at the undesirable attributes of food and beverage service personnel. And let me call Douglas to tell us some of these undesirable attributes of food and beverage service personnel.
One is rudeness, lack of knowledge.
Yes, good. We are doing good. Yes, we have rudeness. It is a service personnel. If a service personnel person is rude to the guest, it can create a negative atmosphere and cause the guest to feel unwelcome. Something else Douglas has told us is lack of knowledge. So, if a food and beverage service personnel lacks knowledge about the menu, the ingredients, or food allergies, it can create confusion and potentially dangerous situations for the guest. So, it is good to know all, to be knowledgeable. The food and beverage service personnel should be knowledgeable. Something else is poor hygiene. So if a service personnel has poor personal hygiene, it can put off the guest and potentially actually spread illnesses. This is because if a person maybe is smelling bad or kind of, so the guest will not feel comfortable. Then we have dishonesty. If a service personnel is dishonest, it can erode trust between the guest and the establishment. So this may include misinterpretation of the menu. Some can overcharge the guest or even hide mistakes. And this for overcharging the guest is somehow common. It's common because now the service personnel person is not honest and they want to steal some money from the guest. Is that true, Akinyi? All right. Something else is lack of teamwork.
Yes, madam, I agree with you.
All right. Yeah, lack of teamwork. If a service personnel is not a teamwork player, it can create tension and chaos during
Madam
busy
Irene,
periods. So it's good to liaise with others so
Madam
that
Irene,
you
I don't
work
see your
together and
screen.
ensure that the guests are served efficiently and professionally. They are served efficiently and professionally. So we come to the end of our learning today. So may I ask if is there someone who has a question? Do you have questions? Do you have someone who has a comment or an observation, maybe?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Lesson
yes,
was so
yes,
interesting
Akini, I
and
can
we
see
will
you have
Yes,
done.
understand.
I
I can hear you are
can
speaking.
hear you are speaking. I have an addition.
Yes,
What about if a person keeps on poking fingers in the nose? Is that undesirable character?
yes, that is good. You have added another undesirable attribute of a food and beverage service personnel. It is not good to put your fingers in the nose, and others actually keep on doing some other unhygienic practices, and that is bad because you can put off the guest and even spread diseases. Thank you very much, Akinyi. All right, I wish you
I
well,
wish you well. Welcome.
and I would
And
like
I would
you
like you
to read,
to read.
continue reading, and do some other more research. All right.
Thank Yes, you. Madam.